Hello everyone. I would like to extend my sincere greetings to all of you today. I am Donna Fujino from the Enmanji Buddhist Temple, welcoming you to our February Shotsuki Hoyo Memorial Service. This service honors family members and friends whose anniversary of their passing is in the month of February. We honor their memory and allow ourselves to appreciate how much we are indebted to the many loved ones who we have lost. Today's service will be conducted by our supervising minister, Rev.Dennis Fujimoto from the Buddhist Temple of Alameda. Reverend Fujimoto will now do the Hyobyakumon.
Hyobyakumon. Today, on this occasion of our Shotsuki service, members of the Enmanji Buddhist Temple have reverently come before Amida Buddha in memory of their beloved.
I will continue the service by reading the names of the February Shotsuki Hoyo honorees. Virgil Bob Crossler, Masahiko Fujihara, Kushino Fuji, Alice Misaye Hamamoto, Moto Imoto, Heichijiro Ito, Sugisa Boro Ito, Frank S. Kawahara, Kaneme Ono, Esaburo Kobayashi, Some Kobuke, George Masame Miyano, Kinbe Okazaki, Elaine Shigeko Otani, Iwakichi Sumigawa, Teru Sujihara, Katsuichi Wakayama, Haruko Tsurumoto, Kyo Yamamoto, Yoshinobu Ito, Tomie Wakayama, Robert Otani, George Kim, Jitaro Yamamoto, Amy Wada Nichols, Hatsume Wada, Hin Tu Vu, Miyo Masaoka, Hisako Sujihara, Masao Matsumoto, Mac Masan Obu Tabata, Eiko Baba, Haruko Yamamoto, Yoneji Matsumoto, Roy Morikawa, Mary Kawahara, Yoshio Otani. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Reverend Fujimoto will continue the service with chanting. For those of you who would like to join in with the chanting, a PDF copy of the Purple Shin Buddhist Service Book can be accessed from the same site as this service. Today's chanting will begin with Sambujo on page 24 of the service book, then continue with the first 10 pages of Amida Kyo on pages 103 to 113. This will be followed by the Nembutsu Echo on pages 134 and 135.
With deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida, we reaffirm the three homages. Namo Kie Butsu, Namo Kie Ho, Namo Kie So. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Please repeat the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, 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 Namanda. 一時分在者へ国技重機構独音四大ビク主1250人空海税大あらかん修正知識長老者理法マカモ県連マカカ書マカカ千年マカクチラリハタシュリアンダガナンダアナンダラゴラキョモンハダイビンズルハラダカルダイマカコヒナハクラヌルダニョゼト初代弟子病床菩薩マカサモンジュシリオジアイタ菩薩天高大菩薩上昇人菩薩四尿税と初代菩薩釈大観音と無量大祝日文語長老舎利法十税財法果樹万六分道世界妙安極楽合道無分語阿弥陀根源在説法舎利法移動が光明意極楽合国修上無宿単純昇楽光明極楽地方極楽国道修南樹七十羅網七十五樹改税司法修相異尿税公非国明安極楽舎利法極楽国道無執法知悪毒水十万五中地帯順に根社富士四辺街道根言ルリアリ五条上老各役位根言ルリアリ社公釈襲名の二言直視地中蓮華大尿車輪小式小公王式陽公釈式釈公白式白公微妙公見舎利法極楽国土長寿尿税功徳将軍無舎利法非部国土調査天学黄金二次昼夜六時二遊万だらけ五国修上上位昇誕各位英国上修妙家供養他法十万六分即位直時検討本国本直協業舎利法極楽国土上寿尿税功徳将軍仏師舎利法非国上修十奇妙座式市長白国弱大無舎利下領賓が愚名市長聖書宗長長や六時水和慶音五音年長五根合力七宝大文那小道文尿税東方合同修上門税音に 開出念仏年法戦争舎利法尿物意思長実税祭法少少少医者が非部国土無三幕宗舎利法合部国土小無三幕道司名画教実税書宗教改税阿弥陀仏欲量法音川流演芸少佐舎利法非部国土未付水道小法語十牛法羅も随未妙音非尿百戦中学同時空差音税音社会人年上念仏念法念相死心舎利法合部国土長寿尿税功徳将軍
At this time, we will hear a Dharma talk given by Rev. Fujimoto.
Namanda, 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 namanda. Good morning, everyone. Ohayou gozaimasu. Welcome to our Shotsuki service for the month of February. We burned through the whole month of January already. Hard to believe. We're at the second month of the year already, but it's nice to be here. Thank you for joining us here and there for this always special Shotsuki service where we are able to recognize people that we have lost in our families, all these connections that are continue to be so dear to us. So for today's service, I wanted to talk about inchworms. So I think we all know about inchworms. Let me tell you a little bit about them. They have these very strong legs in the back and in the front, and so in the middle they have no legs, and so they move the backs of their body comes forward, and then they extend the front, and this is how they propel themselves. So the back comes forward and they become hunched, and then they extend the front legs and move forward. So kind of like two different types of feet. The back ones are very sturdy and strong and can grip, and the forward ones are more mobile, and so they can feel their way around, and looks like a little bit lighter. So when they are threatened or fearful,
their back legs can really cling to, if they're on a branch, for example, and then the front can lift up, and they pretend like and look like they're part of the tree. They look like a branch just sticking out from the main branch, a smaller branch just sticking up. And so maybe a predator will just ignore them rather than grab them for lunch or something. And eventually they grow into moths. So these are the inchworms. And sometimes we see toys that are inchworm forms. You might have seen. They're kind of shaped like a W, and they put a little saddle on the middle of the back, and the toddler can sit there, and there's a smiley face head and a tail. And so usually something to hold on the head portion, and the child, the infant, will bounce on the back of it, and kind of shaped and moves like an inchworm, because the back is up and it goes wonk, wonk, wonk like this. And so kind of like an inchworm toy that many of us may have seen, ridden by grandchildren or somebody in the neighborhood. So we become familiar with that. And so they, same with the toy, and in actuality, their hind end moves, and this is how they are able to motion their way to wherever they want to go. So we may have heard about the inchworm in Buddhist stories as well. Donna called our attention to human life being like that of an inchworm moving along the rim of a barrel. So this is a well-known story that I've heard many times, and maybe you too. And you can imagine this, a barrel sitting there, and the inchworm is moving along the rim of the barrel and doing his motion, and determinedly, just focused to get to wherever he needs to go, but going along this barrel, rim of the barrel. He thinks he's going in a straight line from here to there, but actually he's going in a circle, around and around, and kind of like getting nowhere. So this was the point that Donna was making, that we work so hard, so determinedly in our own lives, and not really knowing where it is we're trying to go. And so we think we're making progress, and we persevere through endless difficulties to continue onward. And when I think about this story, I said, that's so true. I think of, I do that every day. Every day I do that. If I can just finish this much, then I could go to lunch. If I just finish this much, I could watch part of the game tonight, or I can meet with my friends. Let me get this much of my work done, and then that should be enough, or I won't get in too much difficulty later on. And so setting these little arbitrary goals to extend my own body and to keep moving forward. If I could find a little bit of time, I can wash the car. If I can squeeze a little bit of time, maybe I can do some laundry while I'm on the phone, and trying to get this and that done, to go shopping or to take care of younger ones or older ones, and all these things we need to do to get through our days. And so we're kind of like this same inchworm going around the rim of the bottle. And so it's kind of goes on and endlessly. We don't think about anything else. It becomes our focus, right? And so many temporary goals, whether it's graduation or a new job, a promotion, or a retirement, and it goes on and on and on, right? But sometimes it takes a monumental event, like the loss of a loved one, to reevaluate where it is that we're trying so hard to go, right? And so thinking of this and reflecting on recent conversations that I've encountered, at the temple, a young mother with a son, still single-digit age, lost her husband completely unexpectedly. And in talking to me, putting on this very brave front, but looking at such a tremendously difficult path ahead. It's hard to fathom not only the loss of her husband, but just the uncertainty of what she's going to be facing, all the hardships, all the difficulties, and trying to be brave, but no matter what your age, not so easy, not so easy. Another old friend. We were catching up on things that had gone on. We hadn't talked to each other for 3-4 years. So, I lost my wife a couple of years ago. I might as well fill you in on what's been happening in my life. It goes, sabishii yo. It's so lonely, especially at night. So, just to have some company, you really must miss that. I tell the guys, even if you're arguing or fighting, you can't take it for granted. And he's just kind of reflective and shaking his head and sharing the things he's going through and the difficulty losing, a spouse for decades, living life together and being together through so many things, getting to meet each other at such a young age and going through all your adult life together, and to lose someone so close. And he felt that impact, sabishii yo, so lonely. Another recently widowed member telling me about going on without her husband. He took care of everything, the insurance, the medical bills, all the family bills that we pay each month. Everything was on his computer. I don't even have the passwords. And so I get stuck. And so we think that we're not there yet. We always think we'll have some more time. And so, eventually we'll have to get together and share this information. I haven't done it yet, but I should do it soon. When is soon? We always put it off, expecting to have a little bit more time, and then all of a sudden something happens, something monumental, a loss, tremendous loss. So, everything's going along so well until the wheels fall off, and so we don't get a do-over, but we can reevaluate, reposition our perspective. And this is what we are reminded to do when we come to the temple. We are reminded to do as we reflect on our Shotsuki people on our list. And they are reminders of exactly this, exactly how it goes. Something monumental will happen, and we will lose this person, that person in our lives, right? Yeah. So those we lose can direct us to the deepest truths if we are open enough to look. We ground our lives in truths rather than in dreams and goals, looking for something, a part of us that's not yet complete, just a few more steps away. Yeah, always racing forward like the inchworm. This is how we live our lives until something stops us to take a look. So I think those that we lose, the people on our own Shotsuki list, they become our guides to get there. They are our reminders to look again at the truths of life and to reevaluate. Stop this inchworm life, racing along. Take a look and reevaluate. So I think this is what Shotsuki reminds us of. I think the story of the inchworm, Donna's words remind us of. The Nembutsu reminds us of. Please join me in Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, 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 Namanda. So thank you very much for joining us for this Shotsuki service. Really appreciate everyone being here to join us virtually. I'd like to thank everyone who has helped to set up the service, helped with the videoing, preparing the Onaijin altar settings for fruits and flowers and all of these things, preparing us in so many ways. And so please come up at Oshoko, offer your incense as you have set up to do at your homes, and join us again next week for our Sunday service. Okay. Please join me again in Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei, for your thoughtful message. This concludes our February Shotsuki Hoyo Memorial Service. Thank you once again to Rev. Fujimoto for your Dharma talk. We would also like to thank Sensei for starting the service with the ringing of the Kansho. Thank you to the February Toban for the flowers and offerings. Thank you to Mr. George Thow for setting up the Onaijin. And thank you to Mr. Kevin Iwamura for the videography and editing of this service. If you would like to make a donation to our temple, you are welcome to do so through the Enmanji website. Thank you for viewing this service, and we hope to see you again soon. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.